It was a lot of fun. I don't go out in the evening very often. You know, I go home, obviously, and wrap up in bed. But special occasion, went to a truthers meeting. These are people who question 9/11. They say it happened, but it was all a bit of a conspiracy. Richard Gage is, I suppose, one of the world's leading truthers.
You tried to trick me there.
In fact, I represent 2,100 architects and engineers who are demanding a real investigation of what happened on 9/11. The destruction of all 3 World Trade Center skyscrapers. Most architects and engineers know nothing about the 3rd worst structural failure in modern history. This is World Trade Center 7, a 47-story skyscraper, which drops suddenly, straight down, uniformly into its own footprint at free fall acceleration, as fast as you could drop a bowling ball off the side of the building. It fails in just under 7 seconds, top to bottom. So we know that's a controlled demolition. Problem, NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, tells us that this building came down due to normal office fires. And the reports they tried to prove that theory is full of fraud, and that's what we'll be discussing tonight.
So, I assume you're not going to be implying here that it's an architectural problem. Obviously, someone's responsible. It's an inside job. Who is behind it?
Not sure. We want an investigation that will bring forth witnesses under immunity, take their testimony under oath, look at all of the evidence that NIST did not put in their final report, but that FEMA did, including extremely hot temperatures, 1400 Celsius, molten steel or molten iron. Now, even in the Twin Towers, where we did have jet plane impacts and fuel, those kinds of fires cannot even get half the temperature required to melt steel or iron. And yet there is abundant evidence, which we'll be looking at tonight, for just that. And it's unexplained in the official story. But molten iron is the byproduct of thermite. Thermite is an incendiary used by the military to cut through steel like a hot knife through butter.
So you must have some ideas. Who do
Well,
you
we have
think
some
is involved?
suspicions. Obviously, a group of operatives that have access to 3 of the most highly secure buildings outside the Pentagon obviously have help from above. We don't know how high this conspiracy goes, how wide, but a real investigation will let the chips fall where they may.
Who do you think?
I don't know. I don't have, it doesn't pay me to speculate and then to hand the media on a golden platter to accuse me of an agenda. So we're architects and engineers.
So you do have some ideas, but you don't want to state them because you'll be accused of having an agenda.
Well, there are people who have researched these things, and they point to some interesting groups of individuals, such as the Project for a New American Century, which had a website, PNAC, and they had some goals that they stated.
One of them to bomb down towers.
No.
Engineer War.
But
is it on the website?
Engineer War, yes, that's on their website. And, well, wait, this is important.
I've been a journalist for, I don't know, 30 years now, and I know journalism quite intimately, and I've worked for most of the newspapers in the world. You're honestly telling me that no journalist knows what happened, or they're too frightened or too intimidated to tell the truth?
Well, there are many journalists who have done their homework, who've looked at the evidence, and who have tried to provide it, and who are not working in the system anymore as a result of those evidence.
Who are they?
Christina Jorgensen. I forget the exact name.
Okay.
There's a number of them. Sibel Edmonds is an FBI translator. Colleen Rowley is an FBI employee. Susan Lindauer is a CIA agent. All these people were
They're not journalists.
whistleblowers.
But who are the journalists, in left wing or right wing, whatever? Who are the journalists who know this, who haven't written about it?
Ben Swan covers this story. Reddit covers. Jeff Rense covers. It's been covered actually by Geraldo, who had Building 7 coming down on
Who works
Fox
for Fox News.
Fox
Right,
News.
so Fox News have exposed it.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
They disagree with you, though. They don't agree with your theory.
No, he said there's 1,350 architects at the time that want a new investigation. It kind of looks like a controlled demolition to me. Maybe we should look at this. Yeah. So that was one of the few pieces of journalism we've had in mainstream media.
You know as well as I do that Popular Mechanics has looked at your theory and said it's complete hokum. It's just ridiculous.
That's their job. They were brought in these editors to replace the existing editors at Popular Mechanics, and then they proceeded to do a flim-flam job of not even addressing the molten metal, for instance, which is molten iron, as it turns out, molten concrete, 1,500 degrees Celsius. These extremely hot temperatures, the rapid speed of the tower's destruction, 12 seconds each tower, top to bottom. No floors found at the bottom, 110 floors in each of these buildings. They're completely blown apart. 90,000 tons of concrete in mid-air is pulverized, not at the bottom.
Yeah.
Only at the bottom, there's only a two-story pile of core columns, perimeter columns.
What was the purpose, the reason? Was it so that then the American government could extend its power and invade other countries?
I don't presume to know what
do you
the
think?
purpose is. I mean, if you look what happened after 9/11, you can get a few clues. Right? We invaded two countries. We have absorbed the resources of those countries. We have
Afghanistan's resources being...
We have started a global, the researchers who look at that point to the opium production, which skyrocketed after the U.S. invaded.
It's a lot of trouble to get opium, isn't it?
Well, opium turns out to be, according to these people, 4 times the profits of all the oil companies put together, and 90% of it comes out of Afghanistan. That's all I mean, I don't know.
Some of the people I've spoken to, for example, they say that the day 9/11 happened, all the Jews were told to stay away from work. Is that true too?
I don't know. I haven't.
Oh, you don't know?
There's a lot of things I don't know.
Look, I
do know.
There are lots of things I don't know, but I can assume. A bit of a leap here that they're not true. So, do you think there's a chance that is true?
I have no idea. I haven't even looked at it.
Oh, so it's possible. It's possibly true that all the Jews were told not to go to work that day.
Well, I suppose that's possible. I have no idea. What I do know
Do you think the Israeli government was involved in this?
I don't know that either. There are some research.
Was the British government involved in this?
It's possible. I don't have.
Any Freemasons, were they involved in it?
I don't know.
Okay. You know a lot about architecture.
Yeah, well, that's my job. I've been an architect for 26 years. I've worked on $400 million projects with 1,200 square feet of fireproof steel framed construction.
Okay.
So that's what we're bringing. That's what the 2,100 architects and engineers that I represent are asking me to talk about. That area of credibility.
Why is it always you and not one of the 2,100 other architects?
Oh, they're speaking out too.
I don't see them.
We have
on this tour here, it's only you.
I happen to be the founder of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. And
Right.
I do have a facility for speaking this. I've spoken in 82 foreign countries. 37 foreign countries in 82 American cities. So I have a little bit of momentum that they do.
All right, well, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Okay, let's talk to. Thank you for that. Sure. Okay. Roland? So why are you here tonight?
I'm here because I believe we were lied to about the events of September 11th, 2001.
What happened, do you think?
What happened? No, we have the U.S. government conspiracy theory that I don't agree with. It barely mentions Building 7, the third tower that collapsed, for about 2.25 seconds.
Right.
That building entered free fall speed.
Right.
Meaning it.
Who do you think was behind it then?
I don't know, but if the original investigation didn't figure that out, we got.
What do you think? You must have an idea.
I believe individuals inside our own governments perpetrated these events.
Anyone who we would know?
Who gains from it? Who profited from the events?
Who?
You guys are the media.
No, I don't know.
I'm here for the.
Who do you think? You're the expert. You're here.
I'm not the expert.
Who do you think benefited? Come on, don't be quiet.
Well, no, I believe that the military-industrial complex probably gained from it.
Right.
Okay, they invaded 2 countries since then under false pretexts.
But Iraq was nothing to do with that. It weapons of mass destruction. That you may or not,
that
may
they,
not believe that. It has nothing to do with
I don't
9/11.
Well, where's the evidence of it?
Of what?
The weapons of mass
No,
destruction.
but it has nothing to do with
No,
9/11. They didn't need any pretext for 9/11 to go into Iraq, did they?
Well, that's the problem. They used it, though. When I was growing up, that is the pretext of it. It's also able to create this post-9/11 era where they feel that they can take away rights that they should not be able to do.
What rights?
Under, in the United States, for example, it's a little different than Canada per se, but we have the Patriot Act being signed without even really the events of September 11th needed. They were going to sign that, okay?
Barack Obama gets elected. And
Well, Barack Obama signs the NDAA on New Year's.
so there's no freedom left in the U.S.?
I
Seems pretty free to me.
I wouldn't say that at all.
No.
I would say that there's definitely freedom, but it's up to individuals like me or you to do the job, go in there, find out
I
what's
asked
going on.
Richard earlier this theory that no Jew was at work that day. They were told to stay away from work that day. He said he didn't know if that was true. What do you think?
That's just
Tough
an
one.
anti-Semitic claim. I wouldn't get into that.
Oh, well, good for you, because he found it impossible to say that. But thank you very much.
Yeah, it wouldn't make much sense.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, see if anyone else.
Mike, what do you think about the 9/11 truth?
I don't know. I'm here to find out.
Michael Berry, Shane Bob, how are you?
Hello. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Remember me?
Yeah, why are you here tonight?
What are your thoughts on Sun News?
I don't think Sun News really actually wanted to know. They kind of more were looking for a piece to run on their show tonight, but that's okay. It's the mainstream media. It's a $3 trillion industry that we have to go against. They're not going to want the truth publicized, and that's okay. They're just doing PR, public relations, not journalism. There's a difference.
Toronto 9/11 Truth. We're here. We're at U of T. We got Wing Night here. We got Richard Gage is here, and even Michael Coren's here. Word up, Toronto Truth Seekers.
So who knows what's going to happen? We have Sun TV. How many of you heard of Sun TV? I didn't know. You don't like them. Well, they're here. And what do they ask me? I try to give them lots of evidence. But what they're interested to know is, do you think the Jews were told to get out of the building before 9/11? As if that's as if to use whatever answer I might give them, and I'm guessing you will see it on the news tonight or tomorrow, against us. They're just looking for ways to attack the messenger. And by the way, I have no idea. I just don't research that area. That was my answer.
For example, they say that the day 9/11 happened, all the Jews were told to stay away from work. Is that true too?
I don't know. I haven't
you don't
researched
know?
that. There's a lot of things I don't know.
No, I
do know.
There are lots of things I don't know, but I can assume a bit of a leap here that they're not true. So do you think there's a chance that is true?
I have no idea. I haven't even looked at it.
Oh, so it's possible. It's possibly true that all the Jews were told not to go to work that day.
Well, I suppose that's possible. I have no
Right.
idea. What I do know
Do you think the
is
Israeli government was involved in this?
I don't know that either. There are some research.
Was the British government involved in this?
It's possible. I don't have.
Any Freemasons, were they involved in it?
I don't know.
Okay. And I know they're going to say, oh, you're editing and taking it out of context. We have the original tapes, believe me.
Sorry, I got to get into the event.
Really?
I have to ask you, who do you think was responsible for the controlled demolition of World Trade Center 7?
International jury and the Freemasons.
They actually had it all set up before World Trade?
And the Rothschilds, obviously.
The mainstream media that came here did interviews in the beginning of the day, then left as soon as the doors closed. I actually filmed Sun Media walking away, and I asked them, where are you guys going? You're not going to actually watch it?
I'll try to live with that.
You guys aren't going to stay for the event? You guys aren't going to stay for the event? No? No?
ReThink 911.ca. That's ReThink 911.ca.
May the force be with you, my friends.